Hi there, music fans, and welcome to another one of my top tens, another poll. And today I thought I'd give you my top 10 favourite songs by the fantastic Beatles. And yeah, the Beatles are probably my favourite band after Cliff and the Shadows. Everybody knows I'm a big Cliff and the Shadows fan. But I love the Beatles. I've been listening to a lot of Beatles over the last few years, and I've been into the Beatles for a long, long time. From early on in school. As I said in a previous poll, I was a kid of the 80s. I was born in the 70s and grew up in the 80s. And I think a lot of households had the red and blue albums by the Beatles. Their parents would have had them in their record collection. And yeah, my parents did. And I absolutely loved them two albums, particularly the red album when I was younger. And I kind of got more into the blue album as I got older. But yeah, so I've loved the Beatles right through the years. I've been to Liverpool many times and done the Beatles tours, been to the houses that Paul lived in and John lived in and George and Ringo, and I absolutely love everything to do with the Beatles. So I thought I'd give you my top 10 favourite songs. Now, again, like every other top 10 I've done, I don't think, I'm not saying that these are the greatest Beatles songs ever. I'm saying that these are my favorite ones. They're kind of my go-to Beatles songs. Ones that I absolutely love. The ones that I listen to probably the most over the years. And that's what I kind of based it on. Songs that I've listened to the most. And so here's my top 10 Beatles songs. So number 10, it was number one. It came from the Magical Mystery Tour, and it's Hello Goodbye. Absolutely love that track. I know there's not much lyrics in it, but I think that's why I love them simple songs that Paul McCartney throws together. Absolutely love that track, and I've always loved that track. I remember even loving it when I was a little kid, and to this day, I always said it was in my top 10 favorite Beatles songs. Hello Goodbye. So number nine is another Paul one. All My Lovin'. Absolutely love early Beatles. This was on the With the Beatles album, their second album, and I like that album as well. Not as much as some of the other albums, but I do love that album too. And that's been definitely my favorite track on that album is All My Lovin'. So number nine, All My Lovin'. Number eight is the opening track to one of the greatest albums ever made. The album was Abbey Road, and the opening track is Come Together. Absolutely love it. John Lennon wrote it as it was kind of based on a Chuck Berry song called You Can't Catch Me. Actually, the first line of it is exactly the same. Here comes flat top, moving up slowly, is the same opening line as You Can't Catch Me. But Paul McCartney convinced them to slow the track down, put a bass line on it, and that's the classic we hear today, Come Together. Absolutely fantastic song. The number seven is a song I don't think many people have in their top 10 favourite Beatles song, but I absolutely love it. And it's The Long and Winding Road. It's just an absolutely beautiful song. And I love that recent documentary that was on Disney, the Get Back, the Let It Be sessions. I absolutely loved it, and you can see that song just come together, like just Paul actually writing the song in the movie, and it's just absolutely amazing to see the birth of one of the best love songs ever written, or one of the best ballads ever written. I love The Long Winding Road. Yeah. So number six is a kind of cheat because it's not really one song. It's the Golden Slumbers medley at the end of one of my favorite albums, Abbey Road, and yeah, it's Golden Slumbers Carry That Weight in the end. Now, if I was forced to pick one song, I'd probably pick Golden Slumbers. I absolutely love that track, but I thought I'd throw in that medley as my number six because I absolutely love it. Number five is probably another one that many people wouldn't have in their top 10 favorite Beatles songs. If you the Beatles fans tend to go with songs like when they're picking their favorites, they usually go with A Day in the Life, or Tomorrow Never Knows, or Strawberry Fields, or Lucy in the Sky, or something like that. None of them are in my top 10. I absolutely love all them songs, but none of them are in my top 10. Because as I say, these are the ones I absolutely love listening to all the time. So at number five, I have Get Back. I absolutely love that track. It's one of my favorite live tracks. Yeah, I've done it with bands over the years. Absolutely love. I never get sick of hearing Get Back. Absolutely love it, and you could see the creation of that song as well in the Let It Be, the Get Back documentary that's on Disney. Absolutely fantastic. Number four is the only George Harrison song I have in my top 10, and it's Something. And I absolutely love this song. It's one of the most beautiful love songs ever written. Absolutely love Something. It was on the Abbey Road album as well. The second track, Have to Come Together. Yeah, just a fantastic track. And I know it was Frank Sinatra's favorite Beatles song. So that says it all, really. So number three is another one I don't think many people pick, but it's the most covered song of all time, and it's Yesterday. I just think it's a perfect song. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Never get tired of hearing it. It actually brought a tear to my eye. I went to see Paul McCartney back in 2003, so it's 20 years ago this year. It was the 27th of May 2003 I went to see Paul McCartney, so 20 years ago this month. And yeah, he was absolutely fantastic. But I remember having a tear in my eye when he sang Yesterday. Absolutely beautiful song. It's probably one of the first Beatles songs I ever heard as well. So number two is another John Lennon song, which I think is an absolute classic, and it's In My Life. I absolutely love it. It came from my favourite album of all the Beatles albums, Rubber Soul. I absolutely love that album. That's my favourite Beatles album. Always has, always will be. And it's In My Life. It's just, oh, what a beautiful track. And I think it's John Lennon at his greatest. So number one, I don't think it'd be in any Beatles top tens again. But as I said in a lot of these polls, I don't really care. What people I just know how I hear music, how I enjoy music, and that's what these top tens are about for me. I'm just giving you what the songs that I love, and the Beatles song that I've got most enjoyment over the years. I do it with my band at the moment. I've done it with many bands over the years, and it's I Saw Her Standing There. Just a fantastic track, very similar to a Chuck Berry song, which is probably why I love it so much, because I'm big into Chuck Berry as well. And yeah, so that's my favorite Beatles song of all time. I Saw Her Standing There. And yeah, I know a lot of people, as they say, go for all them songs like Day in the Life and all. Day in the Life probably just missed the top 10 for me, because that is an absolute classic. I absolutely love that track. But I prefer I Saw Her Standing There, and I prefer these 10 songs to that. And as I say, it's all subjective. It's all down to how we hear music, and we all hear it different, and we all like different things. And yeah, so that's my top 10. I'll give them to you really quick again. 10 is Hello Goodbye, 9 is All My Loving, 8 is Come Together, 7 is The Long and Winding Road, 6 is The Golden Slumbers medley at the end of Abbey Road, 5 is Get Back, 4 is Something, 3 is Yesterday, 2 is In My Life, and number 1 for me is I Saw Her Standing There. So that's